Good morning and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studios with our guest producer, Roy Manfredi. Good morning.
Morning, Diana.
How are you, Roy?
I'm pretty good. It's definitely a Monday.
Definitely a manic Monday. I wish it were Sunday or Friday, right?
Even Tuesday at this point.
Right. Did you have a good weekend, Roy?
I did. I had the eventful weekend, I should say. So.
Very good. And you've survived it. So, all right. Do you drink coffee? Did you have to have like some black coffee this morning?
Yeah, I'm definitely a coffee drinker. Sometimes too much, but yeah, I had a large coffee this morning.
Yes, as did I. So, all right, very good. Coming up later in the show, we'll be joined by Erik Buchholz, the new principal at St. James School here in Washington. Looking forward to talking to Erik, as he was a past teacher of mine. So that'll be fun. Stay tuned for that. But first, let's take a look at the weather. Right now, it's sunshine and clouds mixed. High of 86 degrees. I think it's going to be a pretty nice day. It's cooled off a little bit from last week. So tonight, some clouds, low of 63 degrees. And then tomorrow, another beautiful day. Partly cloudy, high of 87 degrees. For local events, we have the free merchant movie this week is The Amazing Maurice, showing at 11 a.m. and 1:30 on both days, Wednesday and Thursday. At the State Theater here in Washington. So if you haven't checked out a merchant movie, make sure to do that. There's you can get tickets at local businesses in town that have helped bring this service or event into Washington. So it's always fun for kids and a way to escape the heat. We also have the Thursday Farmers Market that starts at 5 p.m. And then the Thursday Night Live features local singer and songwriter and musician David Zolo, I believe. And then this Saturday, August 5th, mark your calendar, there's a Latino festival in downtown Washington. Starts at 11 a.m., goes through 9. Looks like I won't go through the whole schedule for you, but I think there's signs around town. You can check it out. It looks like food trucks starting at 11, all kinds of things. Some of it's in Spanish, so I can't read it all, but Kids Zone with bounce houses at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, homemade salsa contest at 2:45. That sounds awesome. Salsa showcase and lessons at 3 p.m. Looks like some mariachi and some other bands, so make sure to check that out. So it says food trucks, dancing, vendors, music, and more, and that's in English, so that's why I could read that for you this morning. I did take 4 years of Spanish, but I can't speak any. Do you speak Spanish, Roy?
No, I can't really. I don't pretend.
No. Yeah, me neither. I've got some Spanglish going on, but that's about it. So I wish I did. So now let's take a look at the police report. Looks like we had 9 traffic calls, 8 sex offender checks, 4 weather-related calls. That's an interesting one. 4 animal calls, 3 warrant calls, 3 fire calls, 3 intimidation harassment calls, 2 calls for alarm, 2 assist other agency calls, and then several other single calls. We have the highlights or lowlights, as Nick would call them, from the police report. Caller reports someone is standing on their property. 9213 responded and checked the area. The noise the caller heard was possibly the strong wind from the incoming storm. Unfounded. So there's that weather-related call.
Yeah. The weather's bothering me.
Thought someone was standing on their property, but indeed just the storm. So that's good news. Happy ending. Iowa City Police Log, which is always entertaining. First one, squirrel fell out of tree due to storm. Who knew?
Oh.
Another weather-related. Hope the squirrel's okay. Another caller locked in CVS and stated everyone is gone and she is locked inside. You know, I will say this is not the first time I've read this in a police log.
I hear about that, and I feel like that would be like a cool experience, but then when you're actually there locked in, you're probably like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here.
This actually isn't cool. Caller wants to clear his name. Someone said he is letting a missing person stay with him, and that is not true. Just called 911 just to clear that up.
Not true. Caller says it's not true. Caller's name has been cleared.
You've heard it here first. Last one, female trying to break in through window. White female, no clothing. Wow.
description. Could be anyone.
And that's why I need to start reading these in the morning before I'm on air so I can have some time to react. I was not expecting that, but hopefully that had a happy ending also. All right, let's head to commercial break. And when we get back, we'll talk to the new St. James principal, Erik Buchholz.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey Andrea, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
I don't know.
She kept running away from the ball.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Erik Buchholz. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. It's good to see you. I'm always excited when it's a familiar face in Washington Live to catch up and say hey. So fun fact, Mr. Buchholz was a teacher of mine back in the day. I don't even remember what you taught me, but
Sciences.
really great things. So yes, sciences. Is that what you said? Life sciences?
Yes. Yep.
So, all right. So you retired from Washington School District.
Yes.
And now you're St. James School Principal.
Correct.
That's exciting. How long did retirement last?
1 month.
1 month. And how was retirement?
It
Besides
was good
short.
what I remember of it. Yes,
Yes.
It was short. I was doing softball during that time. As my oldest daughter says, I don't think you were really retired during that time.
Yeah. What do you help with softball?
I was the middle school assistant with Angie Schrader.
Oh, fun. I bet
It was
that's
a good time. We had a good year.
very good. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about what led you to pursue the St. James School Principal opening after just retiring from teaching.
Okay. It really kind of started during ridiculous days. I was up helping with the chamber in the little kids tractor pull. And one of the board members was there at the time period. And I knew that the previous person they had hired had kind of resigned after about 3.5 weeks. And I know that puts a school in a really tough spot at that point. So
Yeah.
I just approached her and asked her at the time about how things were going. And the second person that they were looking at had already taken another job. Mm-hmm. So that kind of left that spot of, hey, are you interested?
Yeah.
And I was told that I wasn't approached at that point when that had all occurred, just from the fact that I had retired.
Yeah.
And probably didn't want to work.
Yeah.
So, well, let me talk to my wife about it. And I did. And I texted and said, yes, I would be interested.
Yeah.
And from there, we went right into the interview. And and now I'm here trying to get things ready to roll for the school year.
And the rest is history. Well, congratulations. When I saw the announcement that you had accepted that role, I thought, what a perfect person for that role. And I think you'll be fantastic. So I feel like that's probably truly kind of one of those, like, everything happens for a reason, like they were probably bummed, but now they're probably really happy to have you, and kind of everything's worked out. So
yeah, and I appreciate hearing it that way too, because there were prayers behind it, and it was a God, what do you want me to do next?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the I think lead into this is where I want you to be.
Yeah, very cool. I love that. So how many days in your new role, and what are you kind of focusing on right now?
Well, started July 2nd. It was a matter of trying in that week maybe to get the office all set up and figure out, okay, what are some next steps? I think my new line right now is, I don't know what I don't know yet, but what an incredible, helpful staff. I've had staff in all summer. I've got a chance to meet the teachers. Met the secretary this morning. She's new as well, so she and I will work our way together through this process. But they're very, very helpful of, here's what we need to try to work on next. Here's what we need to try to work on next. I'd say probably the biggest challenge I have yet is, with 2 weeks left, I still need to hire a first grade teacher. And so that is a big challenge and needs to be completed.
Yeah. All right. So what are you doing to hopefully get interviewees for that position?
I have another candidate yet that I am reaching out to right now.
Okay.
And if she does commit, I'll be completed with that part. If not, I will probably need to start taking a look at starting the year with a long-term sub.
Yeah.
And so then I have to reach out to the state, make sure all the paperwork's filled out and everything's, all the I's dotted, T's crossed to start your year with that, which you have to prove that you've been trying to hire somebody full-time is really what that boils down.
Okay. Very good. Well, you have 2 weeks, plenty of time.
If
You'll
the
be
long-term sub, then we always take a look at semester of students graduating at semester and seeing if you can't hire somebody at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's always a good option. So what are you most looking forward to with your new role?
In getting a chance to meet the staff, there's a sense of closeness. There's a sense of comfort in working with the board and the people all around. The amount of parental involvement. Those are things I'm looking forward to, but what I'm most looking forward to is getting a chance to be around the little kids.
Yeah.
I have worked and taught with 6th grade through 12th grade, whether it's been teaching, coaching, or administrator. I've done those grades, and the only grades that I haven't done are the 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds through 5th grade.
Yeah.
But I love little kids. I am looking really forward to just getting a chance to be with them in that building and learn with them, worship God with them. Those are all the things that I'm really looking forward to. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be great. And like you said, I think St. James is kind of a close-knit community, and lots of great families and lots of great teachers, and good facility, and so I think that'll be great. What does the enrollment look like for this upcoming school year?
We are approximately 120 students,
Okay.
And that'll be up a little bit from last year with the new money following the kids process in here. We do expect that to grow a little bit probably each year. I wouldn't say that it's just going to grow by leaps and bounds, but I would expect probably some growth over the next few years with that as well.
Okay. Does St. James have a cap of how many the enrollment can be, or are you?
Yeah, I think, when you look at any kind of facility, you always have to have that in mind, because realistically, I think it's best if you can try to keep it at about 20 students per teacher, but then you also have to take a look at the number of rooms that you have available to be able to teach kids in. So you can't just overdo things to the point where I don't either have enough teachers or I don't have enough room to teach the kids.
Right.
So yes, we'll always have to kind of keep that in mind along the way.
Yeah. Very good. So St. James, for those maybe who aren't familiar and are tuning in today, is it 4-year-old preschool through 5th grade, or 3-year-old preschool through 5th grade?
3-year-old preschool through 5th grade.
Okay.
That's correct.
Very good. So you have each of those, one classroom of each one of those grades. I heard at one point 3rd and 4th grade were combined. Is that still the case?
But this year, because of the numbers of the students in those classrooms, now that teacher is actually going to be doing 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
So, yes, we do have one classroom that's combined.
Very good. All right. So do you have some new staff members joining you this year, and what grades are new staff members joining?
Really, it's more from maybe a little bit of shift in grades, and then obviously our 1st grade teacher that I still yet need to hire at this particular point will be a new teacher to the staff.
Okay.
There's been a minor shift in grades that a teacher was teaching maybe 1st grade is now going to be teaching 3rd grade. So
Okay.
not new to the building by any means, but new to a different grade.
Yeah, very good. So you mentioned briefly, I was going to ask how enrollment has seen an increase as a result from Governor Reynolds' recently passed school choice bill. You said it's maybe a couple, but you haven't really seen much change from that so far, and you're not seeing anything. You're not forecasting a drastic change over a period of time, but I guess wait and see what happens.
Yeah, and I can't honestly tell you that right now even an increase in students is due directly to that.
Right.
A small increase in students, but do I think that maybe that'll make an impact over time? I think a small impact over time, yes, would be reasonable.
Yeah, very good. So do you know much about class sizes? You said you try to keep it under 20.
Right.
Is it, what are the typical class sizes?
Yeah, so we do have a class size of 10 right now, and then we have another class size of 20. So it's going to vary anywhere between that 10 kids in a class to 20 kids in a class.
Okay.
But the 10 is also consolidated with that 4th and 5th grade at this point too. So it'll be a larger classroom for that one teacher moving forward with this year.
Very good. And how does St. James work with the Washington Community School District? What does that relationship look like? Are you guys on the same schedules? Yeah. Is that the only thing or how do you work with the Washington Community School District?
Right. So we do share in terms of special education resources. So if a student does need some special education resources, we might actually maybe transport a student to Stewart or to Lincoln for part of a day. To be able to help get those necessary accommodations met. So there is some correlation with that. We do follow the public schools calendar.
Okay.
So we're on the same days that they run theirs. If there happens to be a late start or early out, we will run off the same program that they do too. So our students are pretty much a part of the Washington Public Community School District under those parameters.
Very good. Yeah, it always seems like that's good, kind of intermixed, and I think staying probably on the schedules probably beneficial for everybody, and obviously the school bus, transportation, things like that. So very good. My son actually went to 4-year-old preschool at St. James, had a great experience, loved the staff, loved the facilities. And then we have lots of friends that attend St. James. So I think, what a great, I shouldn't say addition because it's been there for a long time, but what a great, asset to our community to have options for schooling in town. So very good. All right, let's head to commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll wrap up with Mr. Buchholz.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
You know, it's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
I met Tammy about 20 years ago when her daughter was in Special Olympics and I was coaching. Told me that she was into doing senior benefits. We became even closer friends. She cares about everybody, especially the seniors. So call her.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Mr. Erik Buchholz, the new St. James principal. I called you Mr. Buchholz for so long, and now I call you Erik. And now when I say Mr. Buchholz, I feel like maybe I'm talking to your father or something like that. So, how long have you been an educator? We were talking a little bit about that during the break, but if you want to share with everyone how long you've been in education.
Sure. So I spent 12 years as a teacher and then 12 years as an administrator, one of those years being a dean of students. So 24 years I've been in education now.
Okay, very good. Did you do anything else as an occupation besides being in education?
I was involved in insurance and investments for, what was that, probably 7 years before starting in education.
Okay,
so
very good. And what made you decide to be an educator? Or what's been kind of your influence to?
You know, that's a unique story in itself. At one particular point, an administrator had asked if I'd be interested in taking a physical education position, and I turned that one down because the business was going too well at that time period. And then a year later, I wanted to know whether I would teach, and this may be something you might remember back at that time period, the Stephen Covey courses.
Yep.
And I basically laid it out as, you could get me out there by noon, I would consider it. And it came back with, well, we can get you out of here by 1 and give you 3/4 benefits. I thought, okay, they took this more serious than I thought it was going to be. And so I looked at it, decided to do it. And it took a very short time period to realize that I just loved the classroom. I loved being with the kids. I loved, and you can't put a price on that. So just the opportunity to teach and coach over the years is a very fulfilling. I know there's an awful lot of talk about not paid enough for it, but there's so many other rewards that come along with it. I just don't think you get in some occupations.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I just experienced that with the educational part. So that was my start at that time.
Very good.
So.
And was your father a teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
So he spent, it's kind of a unique situation there too, because he spent, I think it was 30 years as a music teacher in the Columbus Junction Community School District.
Okay.
Retired from there and came here actually to teach at St. James.
Oh, okay.
So there was a music teacher who had some health issues with it, and my dad stepped in there for a period of time. When he left from there, he went to Kirkwood to be able to work at Kirkwood for a period of time. And when he left from there, he has been subbing in our district every year since. He's 86 years old. So he's the only person I know that spent over 60 years in education.
Yeah, that's very cool. And that's, I think, how I met your father probably was as being a substitute teacher in the district. So very cool. Sorry, I threw that question in there. I didn't even prepare you for that one, but let's see here. So taking this role at St. James School after retiring from the Washington Community School Districts, what types of things do you think prepared you from working in the public school system to now starting in the private schools? Or what do you think has shaped you into this, ready for this moment?
I would say that, I mean, you could always throw out 12 years of administrative experience in there. But I truly believe that the administrative experience at the different levels is different. Probably the other person that could tell you that right now would be Teresa Beanblossom, who was at Lincoln for so many years and then went to the high school for a few years. And so the differences between the two are probably pretty significant. And I do believe there's going to be a pretty large learning curve here that I'll need to go over. But one of the things that I find, I guess, kind of fascinating is that I had an opportunity to spend 2 years at the middle school. And the St. James students that came through the middle school were well prepared. Whether it's academically or socially really didn't matter. they're just well prepared coming in. And so my hat's off to the teachers of the building. My hat's off to the parents with those kids and their involvement in the education and making sure that they are ready to move forward in life like that. So
Yeah.
I would say that's a little bit of a difference maybe too.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a cool opportunity for you to, like you said, you've worked with, older kids most of your life, and now, getting this other experience and getting your feet wet and kind of see what happens. And, one of the things I've always liked about you is, having you as a teacher, you're always such a positive attitude and you always have a smile on your face. And I'm sure St. James will appreciate that. I don't think you've ever said anything bad, or, I was telling you I've had a rough morning and you're like, oh, it's going to get better. I'm like, absolutely, it's going to get better. And if that's the worst thing that happens to me this morning, what happened, everything's good. So I think that'll be great. So
Thank you.
I think you'll be a great asset to their team. What else do you want to touch on, or your excitement for joining the St. James staff?
I guess as I get through my first year here and get a feel for how everything's supposed to operate, it might be a little more comfortable next year as I do that. But again, I truly want to say thanks to those that have already stepped in and helped out. I can't wait to get started with the kids. Again, I just love little kids. And I think it's just going to be a blast. So I just want to bring the positive attitude that you talked, and hopefully the energy that everybody's looking forward to. And I always got to say, I hope I can live up to a lot of the expectations that have already been put out there, it seems like. So I'm just really looking forward to getting started with the kids.
Very good. Awesome. And how many days until the kids start school?
I think it's the 23rd, so we're down to kind of that countdown of about 3 weeks.
Yeah, my son asked me this morning, he's going into 6th grade, and gosh, that sounds old. Makes me sound old. I actually celebrated my 20-year high school reunion not this last weekend, but the weekend before. I was like, man, gosh, time flies, right? Anyways, he asked me this morning, he's like, how many days until school starts? I'm like, 23. He's like, oh, man. I'm like, I know, bud. I'm actually kind of sad, too. So it's been fun having the kids home for the summer. And hopefully you've gotten to enjoy your summer a little bit, even though you've kind of jumped into a new role. So
I did. Yep. Had kind of a tough week with Ragbri last week, but hey.
Did you ride Ragbri?
I did not ride. My wife rides. I drive the bus and unload all the totes and tents and stuff, and all the tents for everybody. So that's my job.
Okay. So really tough, meaning the heat and the...
Yeah, take away the heat, I think would have been great. But when you're at 98 degrees and 108 heat index, it was tough for anybody at any point.
No kidding. I know. Yeah, you just step outside and you can't really breathe. So, wow. Very good. All right. Well, we have today's National Day, which is always interesting. Today's National Day, there's 2 of them, National Avocado Day and National Raspberry Cake Day. Which one are you celebrating, Roy?
I don't know. I'm not a cake person. I would go with the avocado day.
Do you like avocados?
Guacamole, yeah. Avocado. I could eat that raw avocado.
Can you make good guacamole, or are you just taste test and?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people can make better guacamole than me. So.
Very good. How about you, Eric? Are you celebrating National Avocado Day or National Raspberry Cake Day?
I'm not sure on that, but I know that my wife is an avocado fan, so it sounds like we're probably going to go the avocado route.
Yeah, I would probably pick National Avocado Day too. I will say. When I used to work at the UP home in Washington, I'd celebrate Mexican Mondays often and decide that I needed to eat Mexican food on Mondays to help get me through the day. So maybe I need to do the same too. I feel like if that was National Raspberry Cheesecake Day, if you throw in the word cheese in front of the cake, I feel like I'd be down.
Have to agree with that one. I would agree with that.
All right. So, all right. Somebody somewhere is sitting in an office getting paid the big money coming up with these national days, and I don't always agree with them, but we'll take what we can get, right? All right. Now we have the celebrity birthday game, and are you familiar with the game?
I think I'm a little bit familiar with it.
All right. So Roy will throw up a picture, and I'll guess the age, and then you'll guess the age. And if we guess exactly the age, we get 2 points. And if we're within 3 years, we get 1 point. Whoever scores the most points has bragging rights.
All right.
Lots of prizes on the line.
Lots of prizes.
Okay, so first we are going to have the author of Harry Potter. This is J.K. Rowling.
All right. I honestly didn't know J.K. Rowling was a woman, so learn something new every day. Maybe that makes me sound dumb, but just throwing it out there. All right, I'll go 62.
Eric? What do you
I think I am going to actually up that a little bit. I'll go to 65.
5? Well, we're close, but she's actually only 58 years old.
58. I almost went with 59. Dang it. All right, so no points.
No points. That's all right. We got 3 more chances coming up here. Let's see. Number 2, we got Mark Cuban of Dallas Mavericks ownership fame and also a shark on Shark Tank.
All right, I'm going to go 57.
I've got to put him up there a little bit. I'm going to go 62 on him.
62. And we got a point here for Eric because he's actually 65.
65, all right.
So we're
Eric takes
backwards.
a lead, 1-0.
There we go. Third one we have is Demolition Man, Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. 67.
Ooh, that's a good guess. I'm going to help you on this one again. I'm going to go 70 on him.
Okay.
Well, he's a 61.
Oh, actually, for some reason, I thought he was older than that. Okay.
I think the hat threw me off or something. Looking very mature in that photo. All right, 1-0 going into the last and final.
Okay.
Last one is Zach Brown of the Zach Brown Band.
See, the crazy thing, it's like I know who he is. I know some of his songs, but like I have no idea how old he is. Nor do I really care.
I think you're still doing better than I am on that answer right now.
All right.
This is for all the marbles.
All the marbles. Let's go 35.
Oh, boy. I got to go higher than that. I'm going to put him at 40.
40. Well, again, no points, but he is 45.
45. Oh, man.
So Eric takes the win with a 1-0
point,
victory.
a single point.
1-0. Just takes one.
What a blowout.
I wonder if there's ever been a 0-0.
Tie.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be
We'll
crazy.
have to have some of our live viewers compete with us too and see.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe they could get the
That would be
coveted
good.
8 points.
So hopefully Zach Brown's watching this morning. We gave him some great confidence
That's right.
building. I guess 10 under his age, and you guessed 5 under his age. So
Looking good for 45.
yes,
That's
yeah,
right.
right. Very good. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us.
you for having me.
Congratulations in your new role. I'm sure you'll be great. So.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks for joining us this morning on Washington Live. Make sure to like, comment, and follow for more episodes of Washington Live.